What's going on? Explosive Movement Patterns here, back again with the end of the video. And today it's going to be the first video in a series called How to Run Faster, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to be giving you tips on how to run faster, specifically sprinting. So we're going to be focusing on acceleration, top end speed, and speed endurance or speed maintenance. But right now it's the first episode, so it's more of an intro episode. And really throughout the series you might notice similarities between this and some of my other videos on like improving your vertical leap, because the training is pretty similar because it revolves around explosive power. But yeah, let's get right into it. So when starting off in a sprint program, or just starting off training to sprint faster, so whether you want to get a faster 40 time, or you're a soccer player, you just want to get faster on the field, track athlete, clearly 100, 200, 400, you just want to get faster in those, or you want to get faster for a jumping event. What you need to start doing is building a power base, right? Now, what is a power base? Basically, you just want to build a base of explosive power that you can transfer in to faster sprinting speeds. So how do you do that really? Well, really it's quite similar to training a vertical leap in the fact that you want to make sure you're doing your absolute strength exercises. So things like squats and deadlifts, your speed strength exercises like Olympic lifts and Olympic lifting variations. And then you want to make sure that you're doing your explosive exercises like plyometrics. Now, when training for sprinting, I would err more on the side of doing reactive type movements, so basically pure plyometrics as opposed to other explosive exercises. And I'm not saying you can't do those exercises, but the emphasis should be placed on the reactive type movements. So I'm talking things like depth jumps, tuck jumps, basically any type of jump where you're rebounding off the ground, because that is what sprinting is like. You're rebounding off the ground with each stride. And those are the type of movements that should be placed first when you're talking about body weight explosive power exercises. And then obviously you can still include more power-based exercises, but I would definitely put the reactive exercises first. And when you're starting off training, I would definitely start small. What I mean by that is making sure you start off with like acceleration runs, so distances of like 5, 10, 20 meters. Making sure that you're focusing on that acceleration first, because if you go too quickly into top end speed and speed endurance, you risk injury. You're probably going to injure your hamstring or your hips or something like that, because if you go straight into top end speed training, it can be pretty bad. It can have some pretty disastrous effects in your training. So I definitely start off small with acceleration runs. The accelerations, obviously, if you want to do them, to make sure they're as explosive as possible. So like I've said in many videos before, you want to make sure that each set, each rep is as fast as you possibly can, is as powerful as you possibly can, and that you're giving yourself enough time in between reps and in between sets. And a little tip you can use is, say you do an all-out rep, you come back, you rest for a while, you wait until you're completely, fully rested. As soon as you reach that point, wait another 15 seconds, just to make sure that you're absolutely ready to go into the next rep. So that's a little trick you can do to make sure that your CNS is fully recovered before going into the next rep. And for your more high volume days, you need to, I would recommend doing something more sport specific. So I'd recommend doing a lot of sprint type drills like A skip, B skip, basically doing your warm up drills, but doing them more for cardio. And then doing tempo runs can also help. Tempo runs are basically runs of like 60% or so over sprint distances. So a sample tempo running workout might look like 10 by 100 meters with 2 minutes rest in between each rep, and they're at 60%. So they're really nice, really easy form running, but you're really doing them for cardio, and they're also not only there for cardio, but they're to make sure you're getting proper running volume in, to make sure that you're getting the proper form down and just getting used to running. Also, you can do hill sprints, and you can do hill sprints one of two ways. You can either do them for maximum explosiveness, so like on a high intensity day, so where you sprint up the hill as fast as you can, and rest a long time in between each rep to make sure you're as fast as possible. Or you can do it more for cardio, so you can still run up it pretty fast, but basically it's just going to be like walk down fast and go up again, something like that. So you're going to be working more cardio, you're going to be working more aerobic system. You're going to be, because there's the two systems, anaerobic and aerobic. Anaerobic is more fast twitch movements, aerobic is obviously more longer distance and slow twitch movements. So you can do that aerobic work, but in a more explosive manner, because I find that doing things like hill sprints and tempo running is much more beneficial for a sprinter than doing like things like a 2-mile run, simply because you can still get the same like aerobic type work, but in a more explosive manner. So you're mimicking an explosive movement in an aerobic way, so that at least you're getting the work in that explosive movement. So yeah, that's the first episode of How to Run Faster. When you're starting off on your sprint training program, or just program on how to run faster, you want to make sure you're focusing on absolute strength, speed strength, plyometric movements, and you want to start off small with acceleration runs. So if you want to do that, a sample workout might look like you do your warm up, and then maybe get a couple plyometric movements in, then move into your accelerations. So you might do like 3 reps at 10 meters, 3 reps at 20 meters, 3 reps at 30 meters, something like that. And you're making sure that each rep is as explosive as possible. Or maybe you might want to go, 5 reps at 5 meters, 5 reps at 10 meters, 5 reps at 20 meters. But really the focus is on acceleration and explosive power and making sure that each rep is as explosive as possible. And then for more high volume cardio days, you can do things like hill sprints, tempo running, and making sure that you use your sprint drills / warm-up drills as a form of cardio during the workout. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Explosive Movement Pattern signing off. See you later. Peace.